Yes, people watching now, welcome again to Guna TV 876. And listen, if you haven't subscribed as yet, please on our wait pan. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, when you get notified, alright? Now listen, if you are a Gunners fan, it's a sad day, a very sad day. I mean, coming out of that great victory at the Emirates, 5-1 over Man City, and then now to come and lose in this manner against Newcastle. Listen, I have a couple of friends, I'm tell them, listen, I'm not going to rant no matter what happen. This not going to be a rant. And guess what? Unfortunately, I'm going to stick by that. So, this is not a rant session. I'm not happy, but, life goes on. So, here, as I said before, really disappointed in the performance today. To go out of the competition like this, we didn't, it's not a good look, you know. Let's look at some match stats. Newcastle came out 2-0 victors. We had the bulk of possession. We had 68% compared to their 32%. And you all know in football, possession does not win games. We had 8 total shots compared to their 7. Both teams had three shots on target each. We had 351 passes compared to their 127. We had 13 corner kicks compared to their one. And boy, like the corner thing, it not work again because previously, it's like once Arsenal get a corner, it's almost a goal. But I guess teams now figured out how to defend against or corner kicks, and to have 13 corners in one game and not get a goal, that's just something that you wouldn't associate to Arsenal this season. Newcastle committed 12 fouls, we did 11. We had 3 yellow cards compared to their 2. No red cards. Now, speaking about the scoreline, I think Newcastle, they deserved the victory. I think they wanted it more than us, and it showed in the way they started the game. We started out a bit flat. I don't know if it's a bit of nerves and, probably the first leg scoreline lingering in the back of the players' heads. But Newcastle definitely started out the better team. And just after 4 minutes, the ball was in the back of the Arsenal net, Luckily, he was offside. Rightly so. I think Gabriel was really smart in, just holding himself and not checking back to play Isak onside. That should have given us a wake-up call, but we still kept playing high, chasing the game, and just 15 minutes after that, the ball was in the back of the net again. This time, the goal did count, and I think it was a sloppy goal to concede. I think Saliba, he has to be stronger in that tussle with Isak. Come on, you can't allow the striker to get the better of you. Like, he just went with his foot and the ball just, Isak just got a toe, and he hit a shot that came off the bar. And Gabriel, I think you have to realize that Murphy was sneaking in on the back post. You have to be aware. Scan your area, look and see, and make sure track back, and probably if he had done that, maybe he would have intercepted the rebound and then, prevented that goal. Sloppy goal to concede, as I said, but that just shows the importance of having a real centre forward within a team, someone who is going to get themselves in the thick of things, challenge defenders, let them know you're there, keep them on their toes. And I think that's what we're missing. I mean, even Stevie Wonder could see that we need a centre forward, but I guess everyone sees it except those at the club. What to do? A little after that, I don't think we created much the entire game. Trossard had a chance, which Dubravka saved. Yeah, Trossard had a chance that Dubravka saved. Pretty much that kind of summed up the whole first half. Odegaard had got a chance just before Newcastle scored their goal. You know, won't be too hard on him. Came on his right foot, which we all know is not his stronger foot, and with a defender closing him down, he had to rush the shot. But it was just after that moment Newcastle got their first goal, and Murphy has been one of Newcastle's most important players this season. He's been getting a lot of goals and a lot of assists as well. So and the run of play, I think Newcastle truly deserved their opener. Now, the thing is, in my opinion, I think even if you're coached a certain way, I think as a player, when you step on that field, you have to be able to analyze and assess situations yourself. And the second goal, I think, is a prime example of that, because just before we conceded that second goal, again Saliba with another mistake, with a simple pass that he should have made to either the goalkeeper or Gabriel, and he passed it straight to Anthony Gordon, who, if he had been more clinical, would have been 2-0 down. But luckily we escaped, and that again should have been a wake-up call to us, but we didn't take heed. Just minutes after that, Raya did the same thing, passing out from the back, dangerous position right in front of your goal. I mean, I don't get it. You see the Newcastle players closing down. You see Rice is there. You don't have to. He shows for it, but you don't have to give it to him. Assess the situation. See that there's danger. Okay, we're 1-0 down. Personally, I think coming into this game, we all knew we had to score 3 goals. So even though we conceded the first goal, for me, the game plan should not have changed. Listen, we still need to score 3 goals. Be patient. Be disciplined. Don't just go chasing the game this time. Be disciplined and, take our time and get one. And then after that, we'll see where it goes. But, after that, again, I don't know what Raya was thinking passing that ball right there. Got intercepted and we're 2-0 down. And at that point, I felt that was the game. And so it turned out, because, to be honest with you, we didn't look threatening. We didn't look like we were creating anything. The team was flat. I don't know if the guys were still celebrating that Man City victory or what, but we just did not look up to par today. We didn't look like we wanted it enough. And the overall when I play, I must say, hats off to Newcastle. They knew what they had to do at home. The atmosphere was from the home fans was electric. We all know going to Newcastle is not the best place to go, especially when they're up 2-0 in the first leg. It's very intimidating, and I think probably our emotions got the better of us today, and it just wasn't our day. Another thing I want to touch on is, when you look at this team, I think the lack of competition in positions, is causing players to be complacent, because we see too many mistakes from the same players over and over and over again, and because hey, I'm the only person in this position, or I'm the best person in this position, I can get away with it, or I'm the manager's favorite, so I can get away with it. So no one is kept on their toes. No one is thinking, hey, if I mess up, next game I'm out. And we see that constantly with Raya. We see it with Saliba. I can tell you, every single game, I know there's at least 2 mistakes in both of them. And when they make the mistakes, this is all they do. They hold their hand up, and I mean, I don't get it. And you have to put this all down to the manager. You have to be the one to set the tone. Set the tone of the team, and listen, let the players know, listen, nobody's game is safe. Nobody's game is safe. You get me? We see it with too many players. They're just being complacent. I think the only 2 players that, if they slip, they slide, is Trossard and Martinelli. It seems like they are the only 2 that, based on performance or mistakes, they are the only ones that get rotated. And like going forward, I don't think that's the right approach. I don't think that's gonna put us where we want to be. I think the manager needs to, create an environment where players know that, listen, I have to be on top of my game, because if I'm not, there's somebody else waiting to take this game. You get me? Look at Lewis Kelly. From he's been at left back, he has been performing so well that Califury can only see the substitute bench at this point. So that's the kind of environment we want. Like, players know, listen, I have to be on my A game every week, or else I'm out the team. But currently, that's not the situation, and I don't like it. You get me? One year he came on, he had brilliant, a little flash of brilliance here and there, but overall, I don't think I can single out any Arsenal player today that I could say, yeah, they were great. Like, the whole team today was just flat. And we have to remember, when we have to be turned into a 17-year-old to be the one to try to pull us back in a game, that says a lot about the club. You get me? It just don't make no sense. We saw it happen with Saka. We saw it happen with Smith Rowe when he was there as well. These are the guys that we have to be relying on. These are kids. You get me? And who's to be blamed for that? It's the manager's decision. He is the one who is in charge of recruitment and stuff like that. And I don't think for a big club we have to be relying on kids to be the ones to get us out of trouble. Like, I don't get it. You get me? Sterling came on, non-existent. Havertz, all game, non-existent. And I don't know what is it with Havertz. This guy, he just keeps running into players instead of trying to get the ball. He just run and barge into player. Like, come on. You're playing football here, not rugby. You just run and charge into play. Come on, man. We also lost Martinelli to injury. Hopefully, it's nothing serious to keep him out the game for a long time, because we all know the squad is facing a lot of injuries already, and especially in forward positions, we don't have that much manpower up top. And like I said, I just hope it's not something serious, because we cannot take another long-term injury to any more forward players. And again, I have to put some spotlight on the manager, because we all knew coming into the season what the team needed. We saw we went close the previous 2 seasons, and we know what we needed going into this season, and that wasn't addressed. It wasn't addressed in the summer. It wasn't addressed in January. You get me? We needed a striker. We didn't get a striker. You get me? We had creative players in midfield like Smith Rowe and Reece Nelson. We had Eddie Nketiah up top. Mind you, he wasn't really producing a lot of goals, but at least keep him. Why you sell him and then you didn't replace him? Keep him, so in case something happens, like injuries, which is happening now, at least you have somebody to rely on. But you sell players, you loan them out without bringing in any replacement, and now we're being hit by injuries. And what are we gonna do? So we have to be mindful of that, and we have to put some blame on the manager for that. The team is thin, and trust me, like, I don't get it. I really don't understand the recruitment. They keep saying, the right players and stuff like that, but your scouting should be an all-round thing. All year, you don't just scout when it's close to transfer season. You scout all the time, so listen, this player is on the radar, that player, so you track them, you monitor them. So, if needs be, you go out and you get them. But I just don't know, from Arsene Wenger left, I don't know what's happening with the scouting system. It just don't make any sense to me. All right? And another thing, like, we're failing to break down teams whenever they come organized and come with this low block, and like, we just cannot break them down. We don't have any creativity in the field, in the midfield. We're lacking that. We don't have any player to unlock a team's defense when, they have this low block and we can't go through the wing, which is all we seem to do. It's wing, 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 wing. Come on. We need another dimension. We can't just be relying on wingers all the time. Teams are going to find us out, which they are already doing. Once you close down Martinelli or Trossard or Saka on the wing, you double up on them. That's it. Game over. The manager has to find a way, find a different approach. You can't be approaching the same every game the same way, same lineup, same tactics, same everything. Like, come on. That's 3 times we played Newcastle this season. Now we haven't won once. You get me? Because Eddie Howe is a good manager and he's found out Arsenal. We have to 100% come up with different strategies. We need different players who offer something different than the ones that we have. Because when we make a substitution now, it's practically the same player you're bringing on. It's the same thing. You expect the same thing. Because they are all too much of the same kind of player. You get me? We don't have that difference. We don't have any midfield maestro on the team who can take on 2, 3, 4 players and beat them, jog a foul, get a free kick in a dangerous area. We don't even have a free kick specialist. Those are the things that I think we need to address in the team. It just baffling, believe me. It's really baffling. I really don't know what else to say at this point. Like I said, I'm not gonna come here and rant. I'm just speaking about what I have noticed. You know what I mean? Throughout the past 2 seasons and going into this one, like it's just the same thing over and over. What are we gonna do come this season? Oh, say next year again? Come on. Something has to give. Something has to give. The performance was poor today. Very, very poor. And, I mean, how can you beat the defending champions in that manner on the weekend and then come here today and lose like this? It just don't make any sense. You get me? It don't make any sense at all, and questions have to be asked. You get me? Questions have to be asked. It's terrible, man. And I think that the manager, he has to learn how to deal with players who has big egos. It seems to like just the players that he can program and say, hey, do this, do that, and they do it. He don't like no kind of person who is rebellious or, has a big ego. He likes people who he can control. And to be a good manager, I think you have to be able to manage all different types of personalities, or else you're not going to make it, because you might have a really good player, but he just have a little attitude problem. And learn how to deal with it. Don't ship him out. We see ship out Abai, ship out Gwenduzi, just because of some little attitude problems. Come on. You have to learn how to deal with that. You get me? We have to learn how to deal with that. We can't be doing the same things every day. Oh, because a player show you a little attitude, you get rid of him. That's crazy. That's boy, I don't even know. You get me? Transfer window closed. We all know we needed a striker. We didn't get one. I see they said they try and bid for Watkins, but that was just a smoke screen to say, oh yeah, we tried. You get me? We knew what we needed before the season even start. From the end of last season, we know we needed a striker. I know you're gonna say, oh, we gotta make sure it's the right player, and that's rubbish. We are this close. We are this close this season. In the semi-finals of a cup, we're right there behind the leaders in the Premier League, and we're in the Champions League next round. Come on, why are you waiting on next season? City having a bad season now is the time. We don't know which City we're gonna get next season. And we don't know if Chelsea gonna be up there this next season as well. So the time is now. Why y'all wait for next season if you say, oh yeah, in the summer we are gonna try? It just don't make no sense. You get me? It crazy. Go out and spend the money because it's there. It just don't make no sense, brother. Crazy, But it seems like these owners today, they like people they can program. That's why they went and they got this manager, because if they get a top manager who win things, and they're not gonna be able to tell him what to do. It just it's crazy. It's listen to me now, man. Boy, rough. Believe me, rough. Can't even imagine if you tell her how I feel right now. I don't even want no dinner today. And like I said in the last video, everybody hope Liverpool drop points. But I told you, we are so inconsistent that we will drop points too. So we just hope now, like hope zoo and hope garden. You get me? We're so inconsistent this week. We get a brilliant performance next week. We flat. Like I don't even know. And we have to question have to be asked. You can't say we're title challengers and producing these kind of up and down results. That's crazy. Look at Liverpool. If Liverpool have a bad game, believe me, they're not gonna have two. And we all see the way they're playing. City has been having a very bad season, and if they had won last week, they would have just been 3 points behind us. And that's because the games that we were supposed to win and capitalize and other teams slip up, we just fail to do it every single time. It's sad, yo. But anyway, as I say, I guess I just one of them days. You see me? We have Leicester next. Let's just hope we can go out there, produce a better performance, get the 3 points, and just move forward going into the season. When I talk about the expectations for the rest of the season, I'm looking at going as far as we can in the Champions League, because the way we're performing, I don't see us beating any of the top teams. When we go and we meet and the Atleticos and the Real Madrid, if they do make it through, and all these top teams that are seasoned performers in the Champions League, if we can't break down some simple teams, and no disrespect the Newcastle, but if we can't break down these teams, how are we gonna break down teams like Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid? You get me? And the Barcelona come on. If we can't break down these teams, we cannot win it. So we have to fix up the recruitment. We have to get the right set of players in. Don't just go and buy a stopgap signing like you have been doing. There are certain signings that you make where it's just baffling. But anyway, as I say, I just one of them thing. Hopefully we can get the victory against Leicester and move forward in the Premier League. Hope Zoo and Hope Garden say, Liverpool drop some points, and hope we win all our games, which we can almost guarantee that won't happen. But hey, football not eat nobody them say so. Make we just see what go on in. And yeah, that's my report on the game. I don't know, like I said before, every week I gotta do a 876 spotlight. And this week's 876 spotlight is gonna be on Jamaica's local dialect. I think we call Patois. Spelled Patois, but pronounced Patois. Zine? And Jamaican Patois, also known as a Jamaican Creole, is a Creole language spoken in Jamaica by the Jamaican diaspora. It's based on English, but also influenced by West African, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. It's pretty much like the same English words, but we just add our own little twist to it. Jamaica is a place of vibe and energy, so we kind of make up our own words for everything. And here are some patois words / phrases example, Wagwan, which means, what's up, how's everything, no bother me, which means basically, stop perplexing me, stop being a bother. And big up yourself, which means basically wishing someone, all the best, having a good day, stuff like that. You get me? So, until next time, this is Lenky, Zine from the 876. And as I said before, if you don't subscribe to the channel as yet, hit the subscribe button. Zine, we need to get the subscribers up. So, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, notification bell as well. So every time we drop a video, you know it's Zine. So, from the 876, this is Lenky, and I'm out.